Hey everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. Christy, Alonso, I know you love punctuation in the title.
I do, that's so true. Usually it's a colon.
Yes, but this is Emma, period.
Emma, period. Emma, full stop.
Yeah, I guess.
So this is the directorial debut of Autumn Wilde. I think she's like in her, mid-40s?
She's done a lot of music video work. Did you ever see that HBO thing, 6 by Sondheim? Todd Haynes did one of the segments.
No.
And it was like 6 kind of little shorts that all revolved around a different Stephen Sondheim piece.
Okay.
She directed one of those.
So she's been around for a while, but this is her first feature.
Yes.
And this reminded me a lot of Little Women. And I say that in that it is rooted in the historical origins of the Jane Austen novel. It takes place in that time. It has all the trappings of this world, this wealthy English world. But it feels so alive and so fresh and so new that it makes you feel as if you were discovering the story for the first time.
I agree.
Whether you've read the book, whether you've seen any of the myriad Emma adaptations,
Including Clueless,
including Emma with Gwyneth Paltrow in the early 90s. There are so many versions of this and
There's
so
a
many
BBC
forms.
Emma, I think.
Is there?
Probably.
But this time we have Anya Taylor-Joy starring as Emma, and I love when she gets to be funny. I mean, she can be terrifying and have a presence that puts you on edge just through her eyes and just through like a stillness about her. You know how much I love Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
It's a movie I talk about all the time. And she's got a timing there, but she's meant to be an unsettling presence. She's so funny here. She's like, there's a sparkle and a lightness to her, but then when the movie takes its turn and it calls upon her to have a more serious presence, she can do that too. This is Emma. This is Jane Austen's Emma, which perhaps you read in high school. She is wealthy and frivolous and like the queen bee of her village in England in it's like the 1800s?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know.
It's Jane Austen time.
It's a while ago. It might be like late 18th century.
Maybe.
And she is just like bored and meddling in everyone's affairs and trying to get people together and
she's constantly convinced that she knows best.
Right. And one guy who is her longtime childhood friend has her number.
Yes.
And he sees through her, and only with him is there any even beginning of being her true self. Bill Nighy plays her dad.
Oh my God, he's so good at
And can just like walk into a room and look annoyed and like express an entire monologue with that.
He is, he does the least amount of heavy lifting to get to a laugh. Like it's astonishing to watch.
Yeah, it's so great. And so it's basically about how Emma ultimately gets her comeuppance, that she's messing around with everyone's lives and then
it blows up in her face.
Yeah, eventually learns that like maybe that's not the best idea and she has to like grow the fuck up. And it's delightful. And I love the costume design because it feels, I actually want to look up, I want to say Michael Williamson. I'm going to look it up while I'm talking to you guys. Because I really
Alexandra Byrne
did the costumes.
Okay. She has done a lot of the Marvel movies.
Okay.
What
am I thinking
She did Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Strange, and won an Oscar for Elizabeth the Golden Age.
Oh, cool. I'm thinking of Michael Wilkinson did the costume design on the movie we're going to talk about next, which is Seaburg, where the clothing is also very important.
She also did the Mary Queen of Scots costumes, which also co-starred Anya Taylor-Joy. Did it not?
I don't know. Anyway, Johnny Flynn is Mr. Knightley, who is her childhood friend, and they have like crazy sexy chemistry with each other. He's so smart. He's got like kind of like a young Heath Ledger thing going, kinda.
Sure.
Mia Goth is the young woman that Emma takes under her wing and like tries to manipulate a romantic life for her, and that doesn't necessarily turn out the way she hopes it will.
The movie has a way of sort of unstuffifying Jane Austen. Like there is a scene where you see Johnny Flynn just butt naked, and like in a lot of these movies, you think these people don't have like 10 petticoats
layers.
On. There's a a scene where like Emma lifts her skirt up just to warm herself by the fire, like on her ass, you know, and these are little moments. It's not like this movie is like trafficking and that kind of thing, but it allows this sort of recognizable humanity, because so often I think it's really easy to get lost in the corsets and the wigs and the whatever.
The gentility of it all.
Exactly. And I think the human the human element of it really pays off, because, you know, eventually you have this character played by Miranda Hart, who is like too goosey and too gossipy and too annoying for her own good. And Emma spends most of the movie kind of rolling her eyes at her. And then at one point, she says the most cruel thing to her.
So mean. In front of a bunch of their friends.
And it is the equivalent in another movie of like a gunshot. You're just like, you were taken aback by it. And I was both sort of horrified in the moment, and then also had that moment of like, this is why I don't watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, because it's like, oh shit, I would do that, and I'm just squirming watching somebody else do it, and I would rather not. Yeah, that moment hit me like, and I think everybody's been there, where you blurt out the thing that you weren't supposed to say, or you say a thing that that sounded funnier in your head than when you say it, it just sounds mean. And
this person is annoying and like a little too solicitous and a little too clingy and needy, but like Emma like seizes upon that weakness in that moment in a way that is not funny but is cruel.
Yeah.
And it's so painful to watch.
And the just everything in the film, the way it's edited, the way it's performed, like you just feel that moment so much. And it's like, I think again, like, you know, people think about Jane Austen movies as being like, like lots of tea services and lots of like, you know, romantic machinations, but this is really about like, ultimately it's about people and about their interactions with each other, for better or worse. And
she has to grow up. She has to realize that she's not a little girl anymore. She can't be frivolous anymore. She can't toy with everyone's emotions the way she did just for sport.
Exactly.
She's got to grow up. So it's great. Again, it's something like, if you think, I don't need to watch a stuffy period piece, like you do.
Yeah. Again,
this is not stuffy.
As with Little Women, you didn't think you needed another one of those, and they found a way to like make it fresh and interesting and contemporary, and this one is too.
Yes. So I am saying 8.6.
Did I say 9?
You said 9.
I said 9.
All right. So our number's at 8.8. I just did math.
Good for you.
Yay.
Yes, go see this movie, and also Invisible Man. There's a lot of stuff for February. There's a lot in theaters that's worth seeing.
And I feel like maybe Emma is wider now. Next week it goes wide.
It goes wider. Yeah. It's focused. So yeah, it will be getting out to folks. So if it's not near you yet, it will be soon. Thank you for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We have lots of fun stuff that is exclusive to our members, including TV recaps, and this week we are reviewing a classic that was selected by our viewers. It's Spike Lee's Summer of Sam, so we're excited about talking about that today. So anyway, thank you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.